Does this sound familiar? I could never do that. Or even worse, you can't do that. You will never be able to do that. Being the recipient of that phrase. I'm just going to say this is really, I could say one sentence and we could be done and just turn it off right here. So I'm going to say, of course, I'm not going to turn it off, but I'm going to say, yes, you can. You can do that. You can do that. There's no one who gets to tell you whether or not that you can play music for people. There's no one that can say that. And there are all kinds of performers at all different levels. And they all have something very valuable to say. And are you on that path? Have you, from the time you pick up a guitar to the time that you've been playing for who knows how long, you have something valuable to say. It's discouraging, that sentence. It's a terrible sentence, and it's fear. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more in the next section. But when you start to play guitar, it's usually, if you could be the person who picks up the guitar just for something fun to do, and that's fine. You don't have to play out. But if you are one of the people who would love to play out, who would love to be performing, if that's a dream of yours, you can start working on that today. I tell them I said you could do it. Okay, blame me. All right, I'll take it. I don't care. You can play. You can play out today. You can start working on playing out today. You can start getting your stuff together. How about this? How about this? At what point can I start playing out? Well, who would be the judge of that, right? Who would say, well, you're not far along enough to play music for people? Who would say? Who'd be the judge of that? Really? Do you need to have achieved a certain level and be certified before you can play out? Have someone like a board of people say you can now play out? We'd be in big trouble if we were only allowed to listen to certified players. That's not rock and roll, right? That's not it, you know? You can play. Have you seen someone play who you know wasn't an accomplished technical player that just, and it happens all the time, that you know this person is not a great player, but they do it in a way that's themselves and it's very powerful. And it can be someone who hasn't spent a lot of time with the instrument, or someone who has worked more on their own sound than trying to be technically proficient at a guitar. It happens all the time. I see it all the time. I see bands that you know they're not really sure what's going on, but they have something valuable to say. Let's talk about what you need. What do you need to play music? What do you need? Evan, what do you think we need? Songs. That's all you need. You just need to be able to play some songs. Enough to fill the space that you want to play, a night of songs or a set of songs. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. They can be covers, they can be originals, they could be your own interpretations of cover songs. Whatever you need. You just need songs. And if anybody tries to tell you different, don't listen to them. you can start to get ready to perform today. Now, right now, there's not any performance venues open, but you could go out, you could start getting ready to play a solo gig at the end of your driveway for anybody who would drive past, right? Start today. Do it today. There's no one to tell you you can't, and there's no one to stop you. No one can stop you from playing music. It's a whole different thing. It doesn't work that way. Are you going to be great? Well, what's that? What's being great? Who gets to judge who's great and who's not? Play a show for 10 different people and ask every single one of those people what they thought. You're going to get a lot of different opinions, aren't you, on a performance? You go all the way from somebody who smiles and loves it the whole time to someone who looks like they smell something bad and they just want to leave the whole time. No matter who you are. So that's at what point can I start, right? So the next frustration people get and these defeating thoughts because they want to play out but they're frustrated that they can't is, what will people think? What will people say if I did it? So it's not about them at all. It's about you. Think about that. It's not about the people that you're playing for. It's about you. You're on a journey. Now, of course, the ultimate goal is you want to please the audience, right? But you're doing something. You're on a journey. You'll never get to your goal if you let their opinion stop you before you get started. You can't put other people's opinions ahead of your own. Can't. Not on this. You're on a journey. You've made a decision. It's time to go. And these people may love to listen to what you sound like, or they may not. Who cares, right? You're on a journey. You need to move forward. And that night of music or day of music or whatever it is just one step on your journey. And it might go well. And I can guarantee you it's never going to go well every time for anybody. Never happens. Even the best players have bad nights. Okay? Some people have bad nights for a long time. And you start to feel like, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to have a good night? Right? But you're on the journey. You've made a decision. It's about you. It's not about them. If I put other people's opinions ahead of my own, you would not be listening to this podcast right now. 100%. You have to, at some point, stop caring and do it. Okay? Now you want to be good and you want to take into account what people think. But you have to move forward. Here's another thing. It's taking too long to get to play out. Am I ever going to get to play out? Right? So we talked about it. It's a journey. This is not a race. Playing music is not like other professions. Let's call it a profession, right? Because sometimes when you call music a hobby, or you call it, just this thing I do, it belittles it a lot to me. Let's call it a profession. There's an element of time that you have to accept when you start to do this. And today, you have to realize that you're on something that takes time. You know about the saying, how many hours is it going to take me to get great? Take a person to master their instrument. What do they say, like 10,000? I don't know. I may be wrong. 10,000 came to mind, but something huge like that. Is that true? Could be. Could you master your instrument in less than that? I would think so. I would think the whole thing would depend on what you did with those hours that you spent. If you spent 10,000 hours trying to learn how to play Smoke on the Water, right? 10,000 hours playing one song. You'd master that song, but would you master your instrument? No. Okay, so it takes time. It takes time. And what I like to try to help people with is to enjoy the little things on the way. And actually, those are very, very important. And the little things, as they keep coming and keep coming, you find out are the big things. They're the pure joys of playing music. And you can easily miss them if you're focused on being famous or huge concerts and those kind of things. There's much more important things that everyone can experience along the way. So there's big wins to be had when you focus on the journey. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I've got a free gift for you. If you're new to the guitar and you're having a hard time getting your chords to sound clean, you're frustrated about that, head on over to playguitaracademy.com/chord guide. I've got a free guide for you that helps you make all the small adjustments that you need to make sure your chords come out clean and clear every time. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon to make sure that you get notified as soon as my new videos come out. See you in the next video.